I'm Ryan Stevens with the Racing with Ryan podcast.
And I'm Tom Stout with Speedway Video.
And we have another very special guest with us today to do a burnout, Mr. Eddie Evans, driver of the number 3 Bomber A. How's it going, Eddie?
All right.
How do you feel about spicy food?
Well, I was kind of all right till I looked down at them. There's some weird colors going on here, so you know.
I don't think you really knew what you were in for. But
No,
here
I didn't.
you are.
I didn't know what I was in for. Waiting to come back, I was watching a few of them. I'm like, oh, I thought we was gonna roast people. No, we're gonna roast our asses. Is what we gonna do.
Yeah, that's right.
Honestly, I don't know how far in I'll make it, but I'll try.
This is a sauce that I personally made. This is what I call the Hot Lap Green Flag. It's a sweet jalapeno sauce. So.
Well, I'm kind of looking at, I know you got a little girl. She's out of diapers, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's what it looks like you come from.
Well, it does have that. It does have that.
I'm gonna take your word. That's what it is. But I mean, it has that look.
If that were what it was, it wouldn't be that color green still. So you can trust me.
All right. Got a little kick to it. Not
A little
much.
kick, yeah.
Tastes like just a jalapeno eating straight.
Pretty much, it's simple. It's jalapenos, vinegar, a little bit of sugar.
It's actually pretty good.
So your first race that I remember with us was the inaugural Armadillo 100.
Yes, it
back
was.
a couple of years ago. Since then, you've become a regular at the racetrack. Do you think events like the Armadillo 100 or the Night of Carnage, Night of Destruction type events, do you think those are a good thing to have to get people involved with weekly racing?
Yes, it is, but then no, it's not.
Okay.
Because I've been to different tracks. I've been to Night of Carnage or Night of Destruction at Citrus, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And first time seeing the school bus race live, it made me want to do it.
Sure.
But if I was to do that, I would probably never come back to New Smyrna and race a Bomber because that just looks so much fun to take a school bus and run somebody over.
So,
I mean,
so you're saying it's really good, but it also would make you want to just do that.
Yeah. So I mean, and I love the Armadillo, and I don't understand why we're not having it no more. I know they're supposed to pay the track. We got rid of it because they're going to pay the track, and the track didn't get paid. So
Hopefully it'll come back someday.
yeah, because it was fun, and like I said, it was my first time there, and I watched Zach Curtis win that race.
Mm-hmm.
And
What a surprise, right?
well, I told myself, I said, I'm gonna build a car. I got home, I looked at my kid, and I said, Junior, I want to beat him. He said, what do you mean? I said, I want to build a car that outruns that. That is my goal here at New Smyrna, is to outrun Zach Curtis.
It's a good goal to have.
Yeah, when you say you watched Zach Curtis win, we all kind of roll our eyes respectfully, Zach.
Right, because it's like, of course. Yeah.
A lot of people talk trash about Zach, but I tell you what, my second time at Citrus, I went down in the black 3 car, and I was cooking some hot dogs in the trailer and stuff for the kids and everything, and my door opens and Zach walks in. I'm like, I was like a starstruck. I'm like, what are you doing here? He's like, man, can I give you a couple pointers? I said, dude, anything from you.
Sure.
And then we got to talking, and I told him, I said, dude, any pointer from you, I'll take. And I picked up 0.2 of a second in
There you go.
my race right after we talked. So
Man, that is fantastic. And you know, it always seems tangential when I bring this up, but I come from a wrestling world. Like, that's where my brain goes. And one of the plagues in wrestling right now is people getting into it who don't want to take advice like that. Who think that when somebody who's been successful and knows what to do comes in and says, hey, let me give you some pointers, that they're the ones being rude and going like, I know what I'm doing. And then it's like, no, man, get out of my face. So the fact that you were able to accept that and be like, actually, yes, I want to sit under the learning tree, it says a lot about you.
yeah, I might talk a lot of crap at the track, or used to, but I'm always over the pointers.
Well, and I'll say, as an announcer, to kind of echo Tom's statement there, I feel the same way, because if you think you're perfect and you know it all, you're never going to get any better. So I've had plenty of criticism and been given plenty of pointers, and I have to try some things, and people have told me things, and I'm like, oh yeah, that actually works really well. Like, somebody one time was like, hey, not everybody here knows who Greg Williams is, so tell them, car color and car number to help get their eyes trained to who Greg Williams is. I'm like, what a great idea.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I might have to get Ryan to make me up a little bit of that stuff right there.
It's
It is
good,
actually
right?
really good.
Yeah.
Dude.
All right, I'll make more.
How many of them actually did y'all make?
Just this one.
Yep, just that one.
And that's probably going to be the best one.
Yeah, well.
We'll see.
Because it was probably made with thought and heart.
Well, honestly, Eddie,
to burn somebody up.
no, honestly, this is the first thing I mean, literally, jalapenos, sugar, vinegar, boil it all together, you put it in the food processor, and here we are. So sometimes the simplest things are what work the best. So
I'm a big cooker. I love to cook. I do. I love making foods, and one of my best dishes is my jambalaya.
Okay.
Next time I make some, I'm gonna make sure I bring you down some. If you
All
like
right.
spicy stuff, I'll bring you some.
Okay. Well, we've got the Bajan pepper sauce by Pirate's Lantern. It's a mustard sauce that's got some horseradish in there. And you see we've got it in the number 2 slot, although as Ryan's sauce has marinated in the mason jar, I think that one's gotten us off to a stronger kick, and this might be a little bit of a cool down.
I can't really get nothing from it. I'm still tasting his. But you can taste the mustard in it.
Yeah, yeah. That's been the real defining point of that one, really. The horseradish is there, but it does kind of... The mustard is up front.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think y'all need to switch them around next time.
Yeah.
I know.
This will be the pace laps.
Yeah.
So, we're all dads.
Yep.
And to varying degrees, we've gotten our families involved in our passions, or at least brought them along for the ride.
Right.
And every time you're at the Eddie Evans pit, it's a family affair.
Oh, yeah.
What has it meant to you to have your family, in particular your children, along for your racing journey?
Well, if going back to when I first, I grew up racing. And it was a kind of a family thing growing up. My uncles drag raced, my stepdad circle track raced. I went into dirt, go-karts, and then the late models and stuff. So being able to share that with my daughter and my son, even though my daughter's special needs, she's still right there. She can't. Yeah. If when y'all would walk around when we was running quarter midgets, you'd always see her with a ratchet there. I'm getting Bubba's car ray. And you got him walking around like he's a stuck-up damn driver. Not wanting to do anything, walking around with all his friends. So I mean, it's really fun. I love involving the family, and even at the house, it's come a long way with the towing and the racing. They both get real involved with it. There's not enough yesterday in today's world, is what I always say.
I love that way of putting it. Yeah.
Because I mean, you got like the Spears. They're all. It's a big family thing. They're all up there. The kids are going into racing, and my kids are going into racing and moving on up liner and racing. And it's if you don't get your kids interested at it, 10 years from now, what's going to be racing?
Yeah, I love that way of putting it, that there's not enough yesterday and today, because, as much as I want to sit back and go, TikTok and all this, there were different things that we grew up with that our parents didn't grow up with, so I have to force myself to understand that there are positives with it. It's different, perhaps not negative, but like last year when I was bringing my daughter out to help film a bit over the summer, there was some of that where I was like, look, this is what I have to share with her, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. And part of it was experiential, and I think part of it was like, let's get off TikTok for a little while, and let me show you something.
Doing something a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drag my kid out of the house every day. Come on, you're going to work with me, or come on, let's go work on the race cars. Let's go down to the pond and go fishing. I bought a Jeep about 2 months ago, a little rock crawler. I throw him the keys, go take off, go fishing.
Nice.
Go down
Nice.
back 40 and ride around for a little bit, go a little mudding and do a little fishing and come back.
One of the best things you can do is share a moment with your kids. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
it makes that moment even more special in my eyes. So you probably feel that way when you see Junior out on the track, huh?
Oh, I do, and I mean it's like, who's Ryan without the little one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk around there. If you see Ryan walk through the pits without little one, it's like, oh, there's Ryan. But if you see him with
Missing
little
the
one,
limb.
oh, there's the little one with Ryan.
Yeah.
It's so true. This has been another one of the more popular ones. This is the Dirty Dick's Tropical Hot Sauce. It's got a little bit different taste than the first two for sure. Interested to see what you think of putting a little Dirty Dicks in your mouth there.
Honestly, I'm not kind of a dick guy.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't take you for one, but I had to set it up that way.
Let us know if it tastes like it sounds.
If he goes back for seconds on that one, I won't be surprised either.
2 dicks are always better than 1.
Three's just too many. Sorry. Actually, that was pretty good.
I told you. Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something about there's actually a Dirty Dick's restaurant going here in Daytona somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the name of it. I'm dead serious. There's some kind of restaurant that's like Dirty Dick's or something going up in Volusia somewhere.
Okay.
Interesting. I'll have to keep my eyes out on that one. So you run a successful towing business.
Yep.
And that's kind of your main squeeze. And honestly, you've helped quite a few different people make it to the track when they've had issues. That's always been pretty cool. You're always somebody we can call and get some people some help when they need it. But what got you into that line of work?
I've always been fascinated. I guess growing up, the teacher always looked at me and said, "Don't play with Hot Wheels in the back of the room. Playing in traffic will never get you anywhere." Apparently, it does. It got me a nice big old house on some land, nice race cars. So yeah,
It worked out for you.
I've always loved cars and stuff like that, and it's just helping people, and it's just kind of been my thing.
So you like to help people.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the kind of help people are necessarily looking for. Because I don't know about you, but if I broke it down on the side of the road, I'm having a bad day.
Do I want to make a Superman comparison? Because nobody's looking for the kind of help that Superman provides until they're in that situation. And they're like,
Right.
thank goodness Superman showed up.
I kind of say helping people. Now my company has kind of expanded more in, we're doing a lot of private properties now for people parking illegal. So
Okay.
you
So
come up
sometimes
to
you
New
gotta
Smyrna for spring break and you park in the wrong place. You
Clear
know,
out the riffraff.
kind of helping the people clear the cars out. But people ain't too happy when they come pay me the $160.
Yeah. I've been on that side of it too before, parking downtown.
Why is there a fire hydrant here? I thought my car was...
Oh, dude, where's my car?
As Ryan likes to say, the crossed flags are out. The back three, it gets a bit more serious here. We're welcoming you to the carnival. This is by Karma Hot Sauces. It is a Scotch bonnet sauce, if you're familiar at all with different kinds of peppers, which honestly I'm not. I'm just saying Scotch bonnet because it, you know.
You read the bottle.
There you go. Yes. There's also Fatalil and Scorpion, as we have learned.
Yes.
Fatalil, which sounds like a Pokemon.
That one's got a little bit more kick on it out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is a favorite or one that stands out, a memory that you have of watching racing as a fan, whether it was formative, inspirational, just something that you really loved and think about a lot?
I grew up on dirt tracks up in North Georgia, and they was a father and son duel there. It was Bill and Frank Ingram. Bill passed away of heart surgeries. Well, Frank, he was also in the towing industry and in the racing. And the first year they had the Bill Ingram Memorial, he walked out there. He hadn't been doing with crap all year, and he went right out there and won that race. That was the best memory I ever had. Of, You know, it's something like twice I've been racing for Jason.
Yeah.
At the track, and both times I've won that race. Even though, you know, it wasn't no extra money for the pod, but the winnings that I won, I was donating to the Jason Rayner Foundation.
Yeah.
So it's something, you know, that's one of the best memories I have to have.
Superman right here.
That next to my son winning.
Yeah, for sure.
Or walking the field at Daytona his first time out there.
So you bring up dirt racing. Looking at today, do you enjoy dirt racing over asphalt racing, or are they both equal to you?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I mean, I love asphalt racing, but dirt's more fun. I mean, it's, you know, if you go from asphalt to dirt, it's a totally different ballgame. But going from dirt to asphalt is, you know, it's a lot easier.
I've always wondered what the perspective is there. Because some people are just like, oh, dirt's so much better, asphalt sucks, or asphalt's better, dirt sucks.
Well, you got some people say dirt's for farming and
Yep.
asphalt's to get you to the track.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's,
Vice versa.
yeah, it's, you're going to have your asphalt.
Yeah.
And
I grew up in asphalt, so I prefer it, but I'll go to a dirt track and have a good time too.
Oh, yeah.
I follow the asphalt stuff a little more closely. So.
Yep.
Maybe it depends on which track those drivers recently won on.
Sure. And for some, I mean, it's style. You know, some just they perform better on the dirt because it suits their style, or they get the feel for it versus asphalt. There's nothing wrong with that.
I went up to Jacksonville, carried my son's car up there, his Bandolero up in Jacksonville for the first time last year. And when he was up there, as a guy that races up there, he had bought one of the motors, actually, that we had took out of the 81 during the second year of racing it. And he bought the old motor, and he didn't do nothing to it, he stuck in his car. And so we carried my son's Bando up there. And Junior goes out, walks the field, wins the race. Guy comes to me, he's like, I don't like the guy that spoiled it, he tries to hit me too much. I was like, well, okay, so what the hell you gonna do? You gonna park your car on the trailer? Will you run it for me? Well, there and place second. First time on that track on dirt. I mean, it's
Nice.
It's just,
Nice opportunity.
it's fun, and it's you know, it's nothing like asphalt.
This is the Melinda's Ghost Pepper Sauce, or Boot Jalokia. If you want to be fancy, stick the pinky out. It's got some really good flavor, but you'll know the ghost pepper's there.
Yeah, well, I ain't crying yet.
He's pondering it.
Well, I mean, you know, you said you got to do it with the fingers.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, you know,
I'm
you
reading
get a
his
good
face.
taste of wine, and you got to swish it around pretty slow.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty good.
It is. It's finger licking good, as another restaurant would say. We're looking for sponsors.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, we are.
So, you've been very vocal recently about the rules in the Bomber A, specifically the rules changes over the last couple of years, because, with all due respect, they really haven't necessarily gone your way. So, I'm curious, if you were in charge, what rules would you put in place to make the Bomber A division, or a division like that, the perfect entry-level class?
Well, they call it entry level. And really, it goes back to Armadillo and stuff like that is entry level.
Okay.
Because you got guys out there that run SCRA and stuff like that, spend tens of thousands of dollars on their cars.
Sure.
And so now you come in, like, when I first come out there, the rules had to be stock, you know, this, that, and the other. And we took a stock 400,000 mile Cavalier and Jim won the championship with it.
Yep.
And we was running up front every day, and then the Fords cried, "Oh, well, it's the tires, it's the tires, it's the tires." So they take our tires, and the Ford blows everybody away. And then, when I took the tires, I kind of stepped away because
Yeah, you had to deal with the tires.
yeah,
and
I
everything,
mean,
so-
I had a Falcon sponsor, so I kind of stepped away and concentrated on my son some. Well, then everybody that was in the Cavaliers, oh well, this is we can't catch boards, and so they changed again, and they gave us back the Falcons, which was fine. That gave me my sponsor back, so we come back out, but they put the 24 second rule,
Yeah.
which is fine to an extent, but a stock Cavalier runs 23.8, 23.9 on a
Yeah.
stock Cavalier with a good driver. Jim's done it. Lindsay done it in
In
a
the
Dodge
Neon.
Neon.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
so it's you can't change the rule. You can't take it away and not have a bracket now, because now you've opened up
A
the
can of worms,
rules
yeah.
to you can build your motors as much as you want. Okay, I got a Mod Mini set in my car. I've got a Mod Mini motor in my car, a Mod Mini motor going to my son's car, and the other two cars we're bringing out both have Mod Mini motors. What's going to happen next year? Are they going to change the rules? Are they going to do away with the bracket? Then you have to take all this stuff back off your car, so you're back at square one. If they quit playing with the rules, just leave it one rule and that's it. Move it down to like 23.5. Because 23.5, you still got close racing, and everybody's right there together. Or me and Dustin was talking the other day. If they do something like only have the breakout time for the top three, that way, because I've been in the situation where I broke out and had to go through the pits, and it's hard to catch up unless you get a caution.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Or do a like a halfway caution. On lap 10, throw just a competition caution to get everybody back up.
So you feel like the breakout rule kind of has merit, but it could use a tweak.
Yeah, it could use a couple of tweaks. Just lower it down just a little bit.
For what it's worth, this has been a conversation point for the past year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some of the points you bring up, it's the first time I've ever heard them. The clock is the tech now, and you can put whatever you want in there.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like no going back.
Yep.
And I know I'm repeating what you're saying, but just making sure I'm understanding. And then just the idea of maybe only doing the breakout for the first few. I've never heard that idea. I'd almost have to see that in practice to know how it would work, but it's an interesting idea that I've never heard anyone suggest before.
Right.
Well, it's good that you're not just like, oh, well, blow up the class, because that's some people's mindset. When they don't like the rules, like, well, the hell with the class, just get rid of it. So,
and people don't understand that the 4-cylinders is a growing, and it's a very popular class.
it is. And,
Very.
I say the word entry level because it's a way to get somebody out of the grandstands into a race car without, you're not going to put them directly in a late model.
Right.
So it entry level in a sense, but people have made Higdon, Snyder, they've made careers out of this thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that either. So I want to be
You got some
frank about
guys
that too.
Well, you got some guys like, okay, so I come into a Sportsman. I didn't have the 20 grand it was going to take to put that Sportsman on the track and then race it every weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I sold it to somebody that needed it, and they've made good use of it. Now I'm getting my son's coming out soon, and I can afford in my business to throw a couple $100 on a bomber car. I get big 4-cylinder cars all the time.
Affordable class is
Yeah.
that's the way to put it.
Oh, yeah. I'm learning so much tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're running SCDRA, it is an affordable class.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, those guys, man, they're really putting the elbow grease into those cars are nuts.
I was building one,
Yeah.
and dude, it's just so much time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
It might get done next year.
Well, you got options then.
Yeah.
I like options.
Well, we're all out of options. We've only got one sauce left. It is called Reaper Squeezins. This is close to, not quite as, but close to about as hot as sauces get.
We're gonna try it.
Okay,
Sounds
all right.
right.
I was like,
Yeah.
this is the space where you
I
can
mean,
say,
I've come this
oh,
far. There's no turning back. What the
Okay, all right.
Went right for it.
Mhm.
Went right for it. Love
hell?
the.
Sneaks up a little bit on you.
Yep. I love how it really takes it in and thinks about it.
It's actually really good.
All right.
Quality sauce.
Yeah.
It's just freaking
Yeah.
hot.
So you've got a handful of racing years under your belt so far on short tracks. What would you say is your crowning achievement so far?
Get my son into it, and y'all seen him pretty much his whole racing career, except in the bandos.
Which we tried, and it just never lined up.
It never really lined up.
Uh,
I had another goal set and got shafted, but you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was rough. That was rough. I admit I was wondering if that would be the answer. I love that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be nice and.
Yeah, and listen, Eddie, you had a really great season.
Yeah.
And it was so topsy-turvy there at the end. It was going your way, and then it didn't go your way. Then it looked like it was going to go your way, and then it didn't, and it went somebody else's way.
And that was just one race.
Yeah.
Right. And I know you were mad about it. He was mad about it. Nobody was really happy about it. You handled it, I think, about as well as you could have given the circumstances. But then to have that, you almost be at the plateau of that division.
Well, that's twice. The first year when Jim came out running for me, we finished 1-2 in the championship like we wanted to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I still would love to race door to door with Jim. I learned a lot from him.
Sure.
But it's to be right there at it, having your fingertips, and then some decisions that wasn't made to begin with that was made afterwards, and
all the stuff that goes into all that is tough to. It's tough, but for you to have that happen, but then you rationalize it in your head and think, well, the greatest thing I've done is get my son into racing.
Yeah.
That's a damn good answer. Because a lot of people, I feel like there's a lot of selfish people in this world. It's really just say, well, my best moment was when, in my mind, I won a championship, and then you leave it at that. But you I don't know. I feel like you handled that really well because I could see it boiling, especially after the last sauce there. There's a reason we set these questions up the way we did.
Has it been accelerating at all? Is it still working?
It's still there.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
really good.
You did it. We do have. You can blame Justin Otterholt for this. He coined the tradition. You may, if you would like, take one more dip to tell us which one was your favorite of the 6.
Oh, I can tell you that without taking another dip.
All right.
Out of all of them,
That's
I
fine,
actually
too.
really like the one that I made.
Yeah. I genuinely was really looking forward to taping this just so I could try that.
Yeah.
You know what? I will take it for you.
Take his cool down lab, would you? Yeah, I will say that when I first made this, I was looking for different peppers, and jalapenos are so easy to find. You can find them at any grocery store. So I just bought some. Like, let me see what I can do with these. And I'm like, this is probably gonna be gross. Nobody's gonna like this. Jalapenos, so I could give or take, But to hear that it's been such a popular sauce, I will continue to make it, and I think I'll make some, and those that liked it, I'll see if I can make them a batch. So,
Yeah, I'm more than happy to take some of it.
we appreciate you coming to do the gauntlet of hot sauces, and I'm telling you, get to this last one, and saliva starts going. I can barely think what I'm trying to say, but man, you knocked it out of the park. Since you made it all the way through, we want to give you an opportunity to do a burnout, give some love to the camera there, tell everybody what you got going on, give some thank yous, whatever you got, let them know.
Hey, well, first off, I'd like to thank both y'all, man, because without your announcing, without the videos you do at the track, we can't go back and watch ourselves or anything else, My first 2 shouts had to go to y'all, and then,
Well, thanks.
then I had to say to my family for standing behind me in my racing and everything else, and my son coming up the way he is, and during the red eye, it's going to be a little surprise for everybody.
All right.
That sounds exciting. Also, shout out your towing company, too, so they know where to find you.
Hey, if you need a good tow, just call Crash Recovery and Towing. Right here in New Smyrna Beach, we got you covered. Any size tow, lockout, tire change, or jump start.
Eddie Evans. I'm Ryan Stevens with the... Nope, see?
Okay, you did it this time.
Yeah,
All right, it
yeah,
makes
I
me feel
haven't
better.
had to
I-
drink.
I haven't been drinking during the week, so that's my problem. This will be my first beer this week.